everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to crochet a simple granny square, which is what you see here in front of you. Now the granny square is one of those timeless classic pieces. People just love to make granny squares. And if it's one of your favorite things to make, I invite you to, in the comments, just tell our viewers why. Why do you love to make the granny square? I think some of the reasons that we will hear are that they work up quickly, they're pretty, they can be done in a variety of colors, and there's literally hundreds and hundreds of different variations when it comes to a granny square. So today I am going to pass on to you the way that I was taught how to make a very simple granny square, and to do that I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook along with a worsted weight yarn, and this is called ZZ Twist by Lion Brand Yarns, and that's the one I'm going to use today. And yeah, we're going to work up just a simple granny square. Over the next few weeks we will look at some different types of granny squares as well, so you can keep checking back every Sunday, and I will share with you other granny squares and different methods of working it. So thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here, and I look forward to sharing this timeless classic with you. So today for my granny square I'm going to be using this gray yarn, but again you can use any color that you would like for your square. Next week we are going to look at how to make a 2 or 3 or 4 a multicolored granny square. Today we're just going to be working with one color and working in one direction. As I said, there are many ways of making a granny square, so this is just the way that I was taught, which I'd like to pass on to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by making our slip knot. And a granny square is worked in a round. So we are going to start by making a chain of 5 chains. Next, we're going to join in the first chain to make a loop. So simply go to your first chain, insert your hook and yarn over, drawing up a loop, and then draw it through that loop on your hook, and it will join those two ends together, so you'll now have a center loop. Okay, next you're going to chain 3. Now our chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet in this granny square. Next we're going to, as you see in this one here, that the granny square is made up of these little clusters of double crochet stitches, and each of my clusters has 3 double crochet stitches. So we're going to start on our first round of these. Our chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch, so for this cluster of double crochet stitches we're going to make 2 more. So yarn over, insert your hook into the center of your loop, yarn over and draw up a loop. You'll have 3 on your hook, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through 2 more. That's your double crochet. You're going to make 1 more for this cluster of 3. Once you have 3 double crochet stitches, you're going to chain 2. For each of my corners, I make a chain 2 space. Next, you're going to make another cluster of 3 stitches, 3 double crochet stitches. So yarn over, you're always inserting your hook through the center of your ring. There's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet stitches, and 3 double crochet stitches. That's my second group. Chain 2 for your corner stitch and work your next set. There's 1 double crochet, always working into that center ring. There's 2, chain 3. We need to have a total of 4 corners, so we're going to chain 2 again, work our next set of 3 double crochet stitches, there's 3, and then we need our final corner space, so I'm going to chain 2 and then join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain of that starting chain 3. So count up 1, 2, 3. This is my 3rd chain. I'm going to insert my hook into that chain and work a slip stitch. So now I have my 4 sets of 3 double crochet stitches, and I have 4 corner spaces. Now I want to move up to my 2nd round, and I don't want to cut my yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook in the top of the next double crochet stitch, and I'm going to work a slip stitch in that one. Then into the next one, work a slip stitch in the next double crochet, and then to bring myself into that corner space, work 1 more slip stitch into that corner space. We are now set to start round 2. For round 2, you are going to start by working another chain 3. So chain 1, 2, and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet stitch. Next you want to make complete that set of 3 double crochet stitches, so you're going to work 2 more double crochets into your chain 2 space. Now work a corner space, so chain 2, and then into that same space, that same chain 2 space down below, work another set of 3 double crochet stitches. This is going to form our corners again for this 2nd round. So if you take a look there, you have 2 sets of 3 with your corner space in the middle there. Next, we're going to jump over to our next corner. In our granny square, we're always, well, most of the time, working into our spaces in between your sets of 3, in between your clusters of 3 stitches. So we want to jump over to the next space. Some people like to chain 1 and then work your 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space. I simply work my 3 double crochets. I don't chain 1 in between, but you're welcome to if you would like. So I'm simply going to, in that next chain 2 space, work 3 double crochet stitches, work a corner space, so chain 2, followed by 3 more double crochet stitches. Anytime you work into this chain 2 space, that is going to be your pattern. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. I'm going to jump over to my next corner, work 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, I've now worked 3 corners. There's 1 corner left over here. Jump over to it, 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. I am back now at the beginning of my round 2. I'm going to simply insert my hook into the 3rd chain of my starting chain 3 and slip stitch. Once again, I want to work over to my corner chain 2, so I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the next stitch, slip stitch into the top of the next double crochet, and slip stitch into my chain 2 space, and I'm now ready to start round 3. For round 3, you're going to see that it's worked nearly the same as round 2. I'm going to start by chaining 3, work 2 more double crochet stitches, then chain 2 and 2 more double crochet stitches, or sorry, 3 more double crochet stitches. And now you will see that there are 2 sets of 3 double crochet down below. So it's too far to simply jump over into the next corner space. Instead, in between these 2 sets of 3 double crochet, you're going to want to work another set. Okay, so I'm going to simply skip over the next 3 double crochet stitches, and then into this space in between the next set and the set after, I'm going to work my 3 double crochets. Now if you had decided to work a chain 1 there in between your clusters, then there will be a chain 1. So just like so, and you would work into that chain space. Now I am able to move over to my next corner. In your next corner, work your 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. You're then going to repeat that all the way around your square. So skip the next 3 double crochet stitches, and then in between that 3rd one and the 4th one, in between those 2 clusters, you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches, then skip the next 3 and then work your 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochets into your corner. So continue that all the way around and meet me back here. I'm now at the end of my 3rd round, so I'm going to join with a slip stitch into the top of my chain 3. Now at this point you can slip stitch over to your corner stitch again and continue enlarging your square by working more and more rounds, remembering in each side you're going to be adding an extra set of 3 double crochet stitches. So you'll remember that you're going to work your 3 double crochets into your into the spaces in between the sets. Okay, so each round on each side you will work 1 extra one, so you're increasing it by 1 each time. Now for mine, I decided after the 3 rounds that I was simply going to fasten off my work, and I've forgotten a pair of scissors, so I won't do that right now, but fasten off my work and then weave in each of my ends, and then eventually when I'm ready, when I have as many squares as I would like, I will eventually join them together. Again, you can keep making them bigger and bigger, make them whatever size you want, and next week we will look at adding more color to our squares. So thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial on how to make a simple granny square. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon. Happy crocheting. Bye.